friends, welcome back to another bullet journal theme for the month of February. I'm very excited about this month's theme because, as you can see, I chose strawberries as the theme of the month. Possibly because strawberries are kind of heart-shaped and, Valentine's Day is about to happen. But also, if there's anything I love in this world, it is strawberries. So excited to include that in my journal for this year. Here I just have a regular cover page listing February illustration on the side here. And on this side of the page, I have a printed out watercolor strawberry piece of art by Color Gel Illustrations, if you want to look up their artwork. Here I just have another pocket door where I will have a list of my February goals and a place for reflections at the end of the month. Before we get into the rest of the spread, I wanted to show you the supplies that I used. First, can we just stop and admire the beautiful Bando strawberry case? I'm in love. I got this for Christmas and I'm obsessed. So inside we've got a variety of pens. We have my staple neutral pen, which is the Signo Uniball, and I like the size 0.38. It's a very fine tip, so it makes my writing nice and clean. But this is my all-time favorite pen. I use it for literally every part of my life. For most of the color in this spread, I have a Mildliner pen in this kind of brighter pink color. I have the Sharpie Pen, and just a fine tip, but I use this for all of my kind of bolder lines because the spread that I have put together for you today is still very thin, but I needed something that was bolder than my standard Signo, but not super bold either, so this was a good choice. I'm also using the Fabre Castell Artist Pen, and this color is called Pink Carmine. It's bold. But I used this for a lot of the lettering and shading of the strawberries. And finally, we have a Tombow water-based paint. I've been loving Tombows in the Archer and Olive notebooks because it doesn't bleed through the pages. When you have a water-based pen, it's going to work really well for these notebooks as opposed to my Copic markers. So in my previous spread, I used a Copic marker that was the same color as this, but it was bleeding through, so I had to go out and get a new color. This is in the color 850. And with that, let's get into the rest of the spread. Our first page is a calendar view. I wanted to make this really simple, clean, really accentuating just the pink coloring, and of course, pasting in a strawberry on the bottom here to pull in the theme. Here I have the week listed out Monday through Sunday with an extra box here for the priorities of the week. So if you're making this spread, you're going to divide the page up into 4 equal parts, and then you're going to go 6 equal parts down. And for me, I just didn't fill in the last couple lines here on the bottom, so I had to have a place for notes, but the rest of it is all equal size squares. This next page is a place for the highlight of my day, or one line a day. It's basically a simplified journal so that you can write down a little bit of what's going on in your life without having to detail every single moment of it. So these are just so you remember all the good pieces. So I just illustrated a little strawberry circle on the top and then listed out 1 through 28 since there are 28 days this month. On this side, we have 4 equal size squares, again, strawberry in the center, and then I labeled these world, work life, prayer, and my people. This is a place for me to just take notes of what's going on in my different worlds. So world would be more like what is actually happening on this planet right now. A lot of these has been more related to COVID, but it can be things that are happening politically or things that are happening just in your city. Work life is just a place for me to summarize how work has been going and how it's been affecting the rest of my day-to-day life. My People is a place for the people that I specifically and with intention spoke to and connected with this month. I have a list of people that I want to be connecting with on a regular basis, so I just have a place to write down their names here. And then if I have any prayer requests based on the rest of these, I have a place to put that down as well. On this next page, I have the same spread as before. We have 4 equal portions of the page carved out. I titled this Date Nights, and this is where I'm going to paste in a picture of each of the date nights with my husband of the month. And I made a little heart strawberry for the top here. And then this next page is the start of my daily wellness log. So some of you might use this as your daily calendar so you can track your appointments and make your to-do lists for each day. For me, I specifically use it to notate my wellness journey. So how I exercised, what I ate that day, how many steps I got in, if I remember to take my vitamins, all of that kind of goes down on this page. So I started it off with a key. So I use a special key for my wellness, and then that's what I follow for each of the days. So instead of making this kind of follow through each page after, I actually just kept this same exact spread on the next couple pages and then made the opposite side a little bit different to kind of break apart my journal a little bit so it wasn't so, condensed into each space. I'm going to try it out and see if that's something that I like. So for example, on this page, we have our dailies continuing all the way down from Monday through Sunday. But on this page, I have a new page carved out for my YouTube planning and notes and ideas and everything going on here. So as many of you know, I am new to YouTube. This is my 4th video, and already you guys have shown me so much love. So if you're new here, welcome. I'm new too. So glad you're here. Please leave a comment or an idea for me to put together a spread for you so you can add it to your bullet journal. I would love to hear what you'd like to see. So I kept this page really simple because, again, I'm still trying to figure out what this channel is. Right now it's a lot of bullet journaling, but I have plans to make this kind of reach out a little farther than just this specific niche. So I'm very excited to just have a place to write down all of these ideas. And then the only thing I have out here is subscriber count. Subscriber count doesn't necessarily matter to me. This is just something fun that I really wanted to do, but it does measure growth, and it gives me an idea of how my videos are being received and growing over time. So I just have that as a section to write in. So at the end of January, I'll fill in what I started with as far as subscribers. And then in March, I'll have another box like that so I can see how my growth tracked throughout the year. And then down here, I fell in love with this illustration. It's by Taylor Sterry, if you want to look up her other illustrations on Instagram, but she's phenomenal, and of course she drew a little girl in the strawberry dress, so I had to include it in my journal because that strawberry dress is ideal. Moving on to the next spread, again continuing the dailies here from Monday through Sunday the following week, and on the opposite page, similar spread to the previous ones, we have 4 equal sections carved out for movies and shows that I'm watching, music and podcasts that I'm listening to, books that I'm reading, and recommendations for the other categories. So this just gives me a space to write down what I've been enjoying in February, and a place for me to write down ideas for what I want to enjoy in the future. On this page, we're again continuing the next week of February, and on the opposite page, similar to my YouTube planning page, same layout, I just have another goal of mine, which is to practice Spanish. So this gives me a spot to write down all the new words that I've been learning and practicing so I can go back and refer to that when I'm studying up on those old words. I also have a box here that says days practiced. So whether that's, all 28 days of February or maybe I only practice for 20 days, then I'll write that there. And that's, again, another measure of how I'm growing in my daily practicing. Our next page is a little different because I had one solo day left in my weekly logs, since I separate my calendar from Monday through Sunday. So I had one leftover Monday for the month, which was actually perfect because I'm going to be seeing my doctor at the end of February. So this is going to give me a place to kind of just fill in all of the notes from my doctor's office, how my different, vitamins are changing, and my blood work results and all of that. So a good place to keep that kind of medical history there. And then down here, I pasted in a illustration by Sienna Church, also a phenomenal artist. I really, really love everything she creates, so check her out for sure. And then just another little strawberry watercolor cutout. On this page, similar to the date night spread, I have 4 equal separations, and I'm going to paste in 4 pictures of times that I hung out with friends this month. The next 2 pages are for getting things done. So here I added a little bit more color to the top, pasted in a couple more strawberries, have our title pages here, and the plan for these pages is to just list out the things that I want to achieve in the month of February. So for cleaning, we have 12 goals of things we want to clean. So this can be your pantry, the bathroom, under the bed, that junk drawer that you've been meaning to clean out for a long time. All of those can go into these different boxes. And then down here, I have kind of a bigger space, and this is for the things I do weekly. So like laundry, wash the bedding, whatever happens once a week, I put those in these boxes, and then I just tick off as I go throughout the month when I complete those. And then this is kind of self-explanatory. It's just a spot for a to-do list, so I can mark down all the things that I need to get done throughout the month, and I have a place to put them down so they're not just rolling around in my head. And then on this next page, I have a spending log. So I left this page pretty blank for now. All I'm going to be adding to it is actually writing down in my different purchases throughout the month. So I'll have the date, what I purchased, the amount, and what budget it falls into, whether it's a need or a want, and if it qualifies as like a food or an experience, or a shopping purchase that maybe I didn't need to make, buying too many books that I don't need because I have a million books to read. But all of those purchases will kind of go down in a list form here, and then at the end of the month I'll summarize that up to see if I'm being a good steward of my finances. And I kept this as the last page so that if I needed more space, then I can continue it on the following page. And that's my February journal. Thank you again so much for coming and watching another video, and for participating in the comments and letting me know what you've been enjoying and what you'd like to see more of. You guys have been nothing but supportive, and I'm just so thankful to be part of this community. So please stick around and let me know how I can make your journaling a little bit more enjoyable and give you some extra ideas. Hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye!